Welcome. In this video, I'll show you how to solve direct proportion problems. Two quantities are in direct proportion. If one quantity increases, the other also increases at the same rate. For example, if you can buy one football for £10, then two football will cost you £20. And three football will cost you £30. The cost of the football increases by exactly £10 for every extra football you buy. These quantities are in direct proportion. We say that the number of the balls are directly proportional to the costs. There are so many everyday life examples of direct proportions. Can you think of any? For example, amount of fuel for a car is proportional to how much a motorist pays. More liters of fuel he buys, more he pays. Amount of dollars a tourist gets in exchange for their pound is proportional to the number of pounds he has, and so on. One of the best way to solve proportional problem is to use something called a unitary method. This basically means find the cost of one unit and multiply by it to find the cost of the other unknown quantities. Let me show you what I mean. For example, let's say 3 pence costs £6. And we want to find out the cost of 8 pence. According to unitary method, we find the cost of one unit. That is the cost of 1 pen. We can do this by dividing the total cost by the number of pence, which gives you £2 in this case. Now we know that the cost of 1 pen is £2. We can then find the cost of 8 pen by multiplying it by 8, which gives you £16. This method is quite powerful and it can be your best friend when it comes to dealing with harder questions later. Here's another example for you to try. Please pause the video and work this one out without using the calculator, and remember to use the unitary method for this question. Okay, so if you've tried, well done. Let's do this together. Sophia is paid £56 for 8 hours of work. How much is she paid for 4 hours of work? This is essentially a two-step answer. First, find the unit price of 1 hour work by dividing the total amount £56 by 8, which gives you £7. Then multiply that £7 by 4 because she wants to find out how much she's going to get paid for 4 hours of work to give you total of £28. Here is another example for you to try. Pause the video and try this one for yourself without using calculator. Well done for trying. Let's now look at these questions together. Here's a list of ingredients needed to make 10 cookies. We need 100 grams of flours, 160 grams of sugar, 8 grams of butter, and 2 eggs. And we need to work out the ingredients needed for, in part A, 20 cookies, in part B, 15 cookies, in part C, 35 cookies. Note that these ingredients is for 10 cookies. And in part A of the questions, we want to find out ingredients for 20 cookies. 20 is equal to 2 times 10, i.e. it's the double the amount. There is no need to use the unitary method for this question, although it works pretty well. In order to make 20 cookies, we can just double up the quantities, or we can simply multiply all the quantities by 2. So multiply 100 by 2 to give you 200 grams, 160 by 2 to give you 320 grams, 80 by 2 to give you 160 grams, and finally multiply 2 eggs by 2 to give you 4 eggs altogether. So you need in total 200 grams of flours, 320 grams of sugar, 160 grams of butter, and 4 eggs to make 20 cookies. In part B, it asks to find ingredients for 15 cookies. Note that we've already found out ingredients for 20 cookies in part A. We can use this answer in part A to answer the part B question. By adding simply another ingredients for 10 more cookies, that is now 200 plus 100 is 300 grams of flour, 320 plus 160, which is equal to 480 grams of sugar, 160 plus 80 is equal to 240 grams of butter, and 4 add 2 equal to 6 eggs. So this ingredient is for 30 cookies. However, we need 15 cookies. We need the ingredient for 15 cookies. Since 15 is half of 30, we divide all the ingredients by 2, and this will give us ingredient for 15 cookies. So divide 300 grams by 2 to give you 150 grams of flour, 480 grams by 2 to give you 240 grams of sugar, and 240 divided by 2 to give 120 grams of butter, and divide 6 by 2 to give you 3 eggs. And this is the ingredients needed for 15 cookies. In part C, we are asked to find the ingredients for 35 cookies. Note that we already found ingredients needed for 20 and 15 cookies in part A and part B of this question. We can now add this result to find the ingredients for 35 cookies, since 15 plus 20 gives 35. So add 200 with 150 to give total ingredients for flour, which is 350. Add 320 with 240 to give 560 grams of sugar. Add 160 with 120 to give 280 grams of butter. And finally add 4 with 3 eggs to give total of 7 eggs. If you find this video useful for you, please click like. If you think someone else can benefit from it, please share. And if you want to hear from me again, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Be sure to try the exercises to test your knowledge. I'll see you in the next part.